All right, of course, it's another edition of Woman to Woman. Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? All right, I hope you're having a good day. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about modesty. No, that's not why I'm looking very holy. But we're striking a balance between fashion and modesty. And I said to myself, who would be best to talk about this to us? And of course, a little birdie told me to bring our own fashion expert right here on independent television, the presenter of Fashion Trend. I'm talking about Chukwufunanya Adigwe.
Okay, so what do I owe this intro?
Our fashion expert. Style me.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm still used to calling you Glory.
It's fine. It's my name all the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
many people don't know.
Chukwufunanya, Glory, Adigwe. It's all my name, so it's cool.
Okay, so we're talking about balancing fashion and modesty. I saw something in church, and that was not the first time I'm seeing something like that. I've seen several dressings that in my head I will call indecent. They obviously do not see it as indecent, hence the reason they wore it to church. But I feel there are some clothes that befit certain occasions and certain places. So we will look for how to let people know what's best. There was also a day I saw a lady dressed, she was working in the streets, and I felt, okay, these would be appropriate for the gym. She wore these leggings and a crop top, like a bralette kind of top over it. I'm like, okay, you look like you're going to work out without the slippers. Take the slippers, just put the sneakers and you'll be fine. But anyway, how do you perceive the current trends in fashion amongst Nigerian youths? Are there particular styles or trends at the now you would term indecent?
Well, there's a lot of them, I'd say, because for the crave to be woke, we push away decency. Decency is not on board anymore because it's seen as a backward trend. These days, you see things like micro mini skirts, not just mini skirts anymore. They're now micro. It means they've cut some fabric out of it, you know. There's the crop tops, like you said. So yes, there's a lot of fashion trends right now that do not go hand in hand with decency, and it's seen as a norm right now, which I don't know if I'm on board with, because I feel like decency doesn't go out of style. And as a woman, as women, of course, there is a crave to be seductive, which I'm not saying is bad. It's okay to want to be seductive. That is part of our feminine nature, to
Be sexy.
Yes. Of course, to command that feminine presence, to get people to want to help you, to do things for you on both spectrum of sexes, the male and the female. But you don't have to be indecent to do that. But the modern day fashion trends have kind of put that in our face. Show a little skin, a little more skin, because it's not a little...
Anymore?
It's not a little skin anymore. There's a strategic way at which you can show skin. But the modern day trends, like the micro mini skirts, because it's not mini skirts anymore, they go just a little below your
the bum,
which I find very, 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 very
It's
ridiculous.
disturbing.
And there's also the fashion tactics I would call read the room. I personally do call it read the room. There are places that you go to that these trends are unacceptable, but there's women that don't know that. You made a reference to someone going to church with clothes that you believe are not acceptable. There are children going to be at church. There are young people that are going to shape their mindsets with what you're wearing. So yes, there are recent fashion trends that really, really do oppose or make decency take the back burner, which I do not subscribe to. There are places that you can rock these things to. And that's why I say, read the room. And you can also do this. You can channel your inner seductress as a woman without going all out nude or doing extreme stuff. So yes.
Yeah. And you know, these not wearing bra is a
Yes,
trend
that's
now.
another one.
My God, then the camel toe showing in
You know,
leggings.
there's something about these things. They take away from your substance as a woman. I'm going to fault myself because in school, I used to do a lot of those things. I I mean, not as extreme as you see these
Now,
days,
yeah.
but I would also attribute a lot of those things to immaturity. There's clothes I wore then that I wouldn't find myself dead in right now. They take away from your substance as a woman. They take away from your personality,
Your worth.
your worth. Like, why do you see the need for your some part of your body to be staring straight at the opposite gender or any gender at all, our children?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
don't you think our culture should, maybe our cultural traditions should have a way of influencing our taste? Because it seems as if we're also Western today. I do not even see African except when we were in Ankara.
Fashion fusion is something that's really, really on board right now. Fashion fusion, where you mix and match this and that. You take from a little bit of, I don't know if, not everybody does it, because a lot of people have abandoned our culture as a whole. This is a typical example. A friend of mine was going to get married, and her mom was pushing, the man is not going to buy you any single.
Oh
He's not
yeah,
going to buy you
that
any George. She's like, Mommy, calm down. Do you know how many human hair this
person has
this
bought?
person has bought, and it even surpasses how much to get those fabrics right now. So that's just a typical example of how our culture
Fashion
has
is evolving.
Yes, our culture has been, should I say, pushed aside for the Western culture to be elevated, I'd say. But there's a really, really good way to mix and match these. Fashion fusion, like I said, African prints into Western styles. And for the African culture, in some, let's just say the Western, because we're here in Nigeria and it's West Africa, decency is one of the biggest elements of fashion for us. You can take some style ideas, mix it with the Western one you saw. So you don't just put, those people are not as judged as we are down here. Read the room. Like I said, your society doesn't want that. Do not put yourself as, someone that's going to be criticized so much. Because
As the rebel.
as much as we try to say, it's my body, it's my style, it's my life, I have control, absolute control over what I do with my body, there is still the power of perception. We overlook that a lot as women, as modern day women. But how people perceive you, it's important. It is. It shapes the world, the way you're viewed. No matter how you try to sugarcoat, euphemize it, it's important. So like I was saying, fashion fusion, mix and match. Take these Western ideas, you can infuse it into the Africanness, the African culture, take African fabrics and, incorporate decency.
Beautiful. All right, now there was a time I saw on the news, that's a couple of years back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but there was a protest in one country. Can't remember which country exactly, but it was somewhere in either America or somewhere in Europe. I don't know which European country. No, not America. It was a European country, and the women were protesting. And they've also had those protests in America, were led by Amber Rose at the time, where they came out nude. Some protests they'll come out topless. Everything will just be on display, jiggling here and there. So, do you think indecent dressing can ever be a form of empowerment?
Empowerment, indecent dressing. One thing we need to do is empower our mindsets, I would say. This is a very sensitive topic, which I would say I'm here and I'm a little bit there. Because, there are some West African even festivals where the women are almost unclad.
Oh, no, they're naked, actually.
Yes. So what would you say about that? It's not good to use indecency as an excuse. But at some point, some people see nudity as a way to attract that strong attention and be vocal. And, there's different cultures. Like I did just interject, is that some people celebrate some festivals unclad. So I really can't judge that. I really don't know. But I feel like my voice is powerful enough to relay what I want to say, to express what I want to say. My body doesn't have to
Be involved.
be
Yeah,
involved,
100%.
especially in the term of nudity. I don't subscribe to that. But yes, I have seen, and I can give 1,000 instances where people feel like an unclad body attracts that kind of
Attention.
attention to change things that they feel are negative.
Beautiful. You just gave me something I never thought about. We do have a lot of fashion that exposes our body.
Africans?
Traditional
Yes.
outfits too.
Yes.
You know, with the small wrapper at the top, beads on your waist, and
But
a
guess
lot more.
what? Guess what? That is why this is a really controversial topic. Okay, the Igbos, how they put some wrappers over here and just a small piece of cloth over here and just beads, and they're good.
And
But
they're
do that on the
dancing
street.
seductively.
Do that on the street. So can I even say that the Western culture has shaped our mindset to believe that
It's
decency, that is indecency? I don't know, but well,
It's complicated.
it is.
Okay, but seriously, as a girl, a lady, have you ever faced any backlash based on what you wore at some point in your life? And if you have, how did you handle it? You know, sorry, before you answer, I remember when you go to some parts of Benin, New Benin Market, Olia Market, all these market areas, and maybe you're not properly dressed. Even when you're dressed, sometimes they harass you. But God be with you if you're not dressed well by their standards. You know, someone will pull you here, the other will pull you there. It can be very embarrassing. But anyway, not that extreme. But have you ever been in the situation where you face a backlash because of your outfits?
Women are constantly put on a spot because of their appearance. Be it good, be it bad. Let me start from when I was in secondary school. It's not even about indecency anymore. I wore a very big uniform. I was given the school uniform like that, and God forbid I caught it in my parents' eyes. So a group of students from another school that they went to school on my street. When I was coming back, they would all gather together and start to jeer. They would say, because I was a very big child, and they would say, "Big baby." She's and it was something else. It was a traumatic experience. Then moving on to going into the university, I had more of an opportunity to be more expressive with how I dressed. And like I did mention before, I wasn't very, very conservative. So yes, of course I did face backlash, but it took me time to sit down with myself, resonate with how I wanted to be perceived and what my personal style also was, and to be confident about that. I feel like even as the best dressed woman, decency or indecency, you receive and you face backlash. You evolve through it. I have faced backlash. I evolved, I owned my style, and I turned a deaf ear.
Okay, so that's what we should do.
But yes, there's also what is right and what is just wrong. That's why your conscience exists. You know what's right and you know what's wrong. So let that shape your fashion and your style.
Nice. All right. What can be done to promote more awareness, you know, about appropriate dressing standards in fashion communities? Appropriate dressing standards.
Okay, for starters, should I say, you talked about the westernization of African fashion and how right now we're all on board with the Western fashion style. And why has it been brought so much to us? Social media. That's what people see. That's what they emulate, our celebrities. If our celebrities started to dress in a more conservative manner, I feel like the whole other populace of women, men would follow suit. There could be campaigns on social media. I mean, not forcing it down people's throats, because I am of a generation where when we are told forcefully to do something, we want to do the other thing,
Yeah.
you know? So why not just tell these young people why it doesn't help how they're perceived? Why not tell these young people? I know that this is another very controversial topic, is how people say, oh, indecent dressing is a reason why rape happens.
Oh yeah, that one I will never agree. because I think it's the perpetrators that have a problem with their minds. Nothing should actually make you rape anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But why not just be on the safer side?
Yeah,
Take care
protect
of
yourself.
yourself. Take care of yourself. The one thing that I always reiterate and I tell women is we are in, as much as the men might not agree with this, we're in a society that doesn't protect women as much as it should.
Sure.
Why not look out for yourself? I always tell my girlfriends, take care of yourself. You know, don't be an object of whatever. Just take care of yourself. It's the same thing I feel about conscious late night movements. As much as you can avoid it, just do that, because the conversation is not going to be had if you just
You play it safe.
exactly. You know, so I feel like the society can push those ideals forward in a presentable, soft manner. And our celebrities, social media could do better in the way they normalize indecent dressing. They can, decency is beautiful too. Decency can be beautiful. You can be seductive in a beautiful way. And I feel like more campaigns, more social media awareness can do that for us.
There are very few powerful women out there who actually are pioneered, save for those in entertainment. So if you really want to go into careers of power, politics, world leaders, you know, anything professional, coming to social media and showing us underwears.
It takes away from your message.
Yeah.
If you're coming to pass an actually important message and everything is just out there,
We'll be looking at what you're showing us.
the recipient of your message is distracted. Like I said, perception is so important. As much as we like to say, oh, I'm living my life, I don't care about what anybody says. Perception is important. It makes the world go around.
Yeah, okay, so before we let you go, well, it's not every day we bring a fashion
Hey,
guru
hype me, I deserve it.
on the show. So just give us a little fashion style tips that ladies should hold on to, maybe about how they, could be about what they should have in their wardrobe. It could be about wearing the appropriate clothes for the appropriate places, whatever. Just let the spirit lead you.
This spirit, I have so much. If I knew I was going to do this, I would
Bring
maybe.
a textbook.
There's so much I can say, but first I'll say learn your personal style and own it. What you're comfortable in. Another thing that I find very controversial is dress for your body type. Yes, a lot of people will say, hey, I accept my body, but if you really, really respect and love your body, you will dress what is acceptable to your body. So listen to your body, dress for your body, and, you know, just express yourself through fashion. And decency is never out of style also.
Decency is never out of style. I'm going to pin that on my wall so that I don't ever forget it. Thank you, Chukwufunaya, for your time today. It's been a pleasure and it's such a delight. Ladies, please know that there are clothes that are supposed to be for a religious gathering. Just because churches are quite liberal doesn't mean we should abuse those privileges. It's quite nauseating when you see some outfits in church. You won't try that in the mosque. Even if you're a visitor and you come to the mosque without your hair covered, they might not let you go in. And even if you must, you'll be somewhere at the back. So let's respect religious places of worship. That on the one hand, you cannot be going for a job interview as a bank manager and then you wear a bralette, you know, without your bra and wear joggers. You won't do that. So you know in your heart of heart what is right. Please just do it. Don't be wearing gym clothes and be trekking under the sun. And you shouldn't also be wearing clothes for club in the morning.
You know, there's even gym decency. You don't have to be unclad to go to the gym too.
And then they are jogging and everything's just jogging as well, jiggling. So please, appropriate outfits. These clothes were made for different occasions and different things. Follow it. I would not expect you to wear a suit to the swimming pool, you know, and that's how I don't expect you to wear a bikini to a luncheon or a dinner date. Let us learn basics, follow it, and I think in all we'll be fine. We need to be decent. Our culture demands it. as true African beauties, it's not in exposing our bodies that we indeed show that we are beautiful. We are just beautiful the way we are. That's how we are. It's a gift. So flaunt that gift without flaunting your nakedness. All right, that's our message for today. I love you. We'll be back again next week, and I think I'm going to talk about the fashion industry proper. I will bring a model.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll bring a model to come talk about this next week. All right, see you in a bit. Bye for now.